we have. So I know, like I said, we already played KITT this morning early. It was like 6:15 this morning. But the awesome part about that is it was one of those trades where it gave like how much time for entry? I mean, it gave at least 30 minutes for entry. I mean, it gave like 40 minutes for an entry on KITT, and it waited, and it waited, and it waited, and eventually it finally found the buyers I was looking for there close to 7 a.m. and that thing rocketed, man, from 28 cents all the way to 43 cents just about. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I was anticipating buyers coming in because we had that incentive to the upside, and sure enough, we had those buyers come in, and that was just an awesome way to start the day. TPET, we want to be watching today. Watch for the dips here off of VWAP off 40 cents on TPET. This one's got range for you today up to about 49 cents. So look for the range to 50, which I believe it's already tested here this morning. Yes, it has. So it's got range back to 50 over 50. It's got the range here to about 50. We'll say 55. Use psych levels here. You've got 55 and then, of course, the 60s and 70s overhead. So not a bad look as far as range goes. I'd definitely be watching this one today for the dips off VWAP. Even if you want to right now, look at the dips off VWAP, and you might have a really, really nice setup here to take into the open. So not a bad look at all on TPET. Take a look at it real quick, guys, off of VWAP here, off of 40 cents. I would say a max drawdown I would allow here is about 38 cents. As long as this holds up over 38 cents, it's got the range back to 50 and 60 to the upside. So if you're taking a look at this here pretty closely going into the bell, the 5-minute looks spectacular. So definitely be watching TPET over 38 cents. This thing looks pretty good. Again, that is TPET for dips off 38 cents off VWAP, right below VWAP. For the range back to 50, 55, and 60 to the upside. So let me finish going through the gappers here, but that is what you should be watching right now is TPET off of VWAP. Watch for the entries off of VWAP. Max risk, 38 cents. Again, max risk, 38 cents on TPET. And again, I've got some cushion today, so maybe I'll take some more risks. Thankfully, after a slower day yesterday, which yesterday turned out to be a really, really good day because of our swing on INSM, which ran like 7% yesterday. So I was super, super surprised by that, but it's just one of those things. Everything just kind of fell into place. And hopefully we can get new highs on that today as well. But watch for the dips on TPET off of 38 cents for the range back to the high of day. Let me check the chat real quick. Okay, cool. All right, so watch the dips on that on TPET. I'm keeping an eye on it while I'm going through the gappers here, but that is my top watch currently is TPET for the dips off VWAP. You got in right now. Well, I don't know about right now. Risk to reward is not in your favor from this price area here. I mean, you figure you've got 6 cents per share of risk, and you've only got about 5 cents per 6 cents per share of upside. So not exactly the best idea to get in right here. Yeah, not exactly the best time to get in right here. So what I'm saying, guys, you cannot blindly follow. All right, don't blindly follow. I never said it was a good entry right now, but watch the dips. Gotta watch the dips. Yeah, don't do that. That's why I'm saying, even if you misheard me, though, you should have an idea of what your risk to reward is. And if you've got a 1-to-1 risk to reward, it's not a valid setup. It is not a valid setup in the slightest. You should be looking for a 3-to-1. That is usually my baseline. KWE, no range here. I was going to watch it today, but I don't love it too much. Let's see. LGVN, no bueno. MITQ, no bueno. TELL, no thank you, no range. So similar to yesterday, we've got some low volume gappers this morning in pre. I do want to watch AKAN today. I don't know how I want to look at it yet, but I do definitely want to be keeping my eyes on that. So we're going to put that on the list of things to come back and look at in a few minutes. We've still got about 20 minutes, so I've got plenty of time to come back and look at that in about a minute or two. Keep watching these dips on TPET, though, guys. If you can get an entry somewhere under 43 cents, that is a prime entry. Somewhere under 43 cents is what I'd be looking for on TPET. A firm up this morning. A firm is always one that I just enjoy trading. Take a look at a firm, guys. Off 31.90. It's got ranged about 34 bucks. Yeah, firm is just one of those stocks that I just enjoy trading. I'm actually going to watch it closely here for a minute. I'm going to take some quarter size risk here on a firm. Again, only quarter size risk, risking about 70 bucks. My typical risk is about 250, so keep that in mind. My risk here is going to be off of 31.90 on a firm. And again, only risking about 70 bucks, a little bit less. So a quarter of my usual risk. Make sure that you're not going to be a goofball oversizing in this in pre-market. But I want to see if it can't curl higher into the bell here. We've got range on it to about 35, 36. But again, only risking a quarter size on it to see if I can't get a curl up through VWAP going into the bell. So far today, let me get my trades up here on the board. Only got one thing today. KITT from 29 to 40. And a firm has got news with Apple here, so their products will be able to be used with Apple Pay later this year. So interested to see if buyers do digest this news and start to bring this up through VWAP going into the bell. It's already up about 5.75% this morning in pre. Definitely one to watch out of the bell as well, but I want to see if I can't get a nice little small position core to take into the open if we can get positioned well off the lows from pre-market here. I've got an average cost of 32.55 on this currently. Here we go. Here's the curl back to VWAP. Buyers coming back in. I want to see the break of VWAP and the pivot back above. Biggest kicker here is the firm says they don't expect the partnership with Apple to have a material impact on the full year 2025 revenue. So a little kicker. But that Apple headline alone should at least attract some buyers into the open. And as you can see here, we're starting to get the break of VWAP back to green on it. I'm just curious where this goes. Again, the headline alone should help this digest to at least back to mid 33s into the bell. If it does crack below PM lows, I'll be out of this and possibly play it after the bell. But again, just have very, very, very small size in this right now to see what this wants to do. Playing with pretty much a percentage of my profits from earlier on this morning, which even if this is a loss, that's going to be about a fifth of my profits from the first trade this morning on Kit. But let's see. Let's see. I don't want to jinx it. 3260 testing off VWAP. I want to see it crack up through VWAP. Get the nice pivot up above the entry here at 3255. At that point, I can move my stops up a little bit. Here's 3270 testing. Again, 3270 is testing, and I want to see buyers take it up through VWAP here on a firm. Again, off the Apple news here. Nice volume coming back in. I'm positioned decently in a decent spot here. Not too high. And I've only got about 60 cents a share of risk. About 12 minutes until the bell. Primarily watching our swing on INSM today, watching a firm here. Here's the break to the highs here, and I'm going to go ahead and take some out and rate stops to break even here on a firm. Again, selling some up here on a firm at 32.90. Oh, quick profits to get into the day here. Here's 33 testing as well. I'm going to sell more up here. I've got a half left now, guys. Again, I've got a half left in a firm for a little quick win to start the day here again. Nothing too much here, I know, but I want to de-risk it into the open. Maybe carry it into the open if it can maintain itself over entry, otherwise I'll cut it. If it cannot hold itself over the entry, I will cut this and play it again after the bell. But right now, small profits on it. Roughly 75 bucks after the win from earlier in pre-market, which was much bigger on Kit. But let's see where this wants to go. It's risk-free currently. We have a stop loss in place at break even. We've already sold about 50% up here at 1-to-1. So you got to think, I had roughly 50 cents of risk per share, and I was just able to take half out at 50 cents per share into profit to make it a risk-free trade to take it into the bell. So we'll see. It's got range to 34, 35. We'll see. Worst case, we're out with profit. Best case, we're out with more profit. And at least have that cushion to take into the open as well from profits. But as of right now, I need to see this hold over my entry. Otherwise, I'm going to cut this. The entry was not 31.9. The entry here was about 32.50. Here's the test of 33 again on a firm. $32.90 is trying to crack up through 33. I want to see the crack of 33 into the bell. Again, playing the Apple headline here. I'm going to take a little bit more size off the table here. I don't want to carry too much into the bell. Let's see if we can crack up through 33 here. So far today, we are starting the day with a 40% win on KITT and a little base hit win here on a firm. How did TPET do, guys? I know I told you guys to watch for an entry. Oh, nice. It pulled back to 42.70 and it hit the highs of 47 again. Nice. Solid stuff. And again, I will cut the rest of my affirm if it does pull back below the entry price. I want to see it maintain over about 32.45. Either way, it's risk-free from entry. Because we have already sold about 60% up here to make it just a free trade going into the bell. I just want to see this base and hopefully open close to 33 bucks. At that point, I wouldn't mind holding it into the bell with just small size left. And again, if it does crack below 32.45, I will be out with extremely small profits. But either way, a nice little trade. We have about 7 minutes until the bell. Back to 32.80 on a firm. And I want to see us open strong up into the 33 because we need to have enough room for it to find profit takers at the bell without it cracking below 32.45. As long as it can open up with enough breathing room between that 33 and 32.44, it should have enough room to find profit takers and still have buyers circle back to it and find interest back over that level for that incentive back to the mid 34s, 35 and such. So I still like the setup here quite a bit, but again, make sure you are managing risk. We're taking an entry below 32.50. No, you're chasing at this point here. Definitely chasing at this point because for me, it's a risk-free trade. So for you, that's going to be different. If you like it, by all means, trade your plan. But at this point, for me, it's risk-free. I've already sold 60%. So you do what you'd like to do, but, you know, that was my plan there. You've already sold 75%? That's a little bit steep there just because it hasn't really made much of a move so far. I haven't really got much of a move yet. Testing my 32.45. If it does crack again, I will be out. And I will likely play it again after the bell. Worst case, it will be an extremely small profit. Four minutes until the bell. Entry for you is 32.30. Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense. 3 minutes until the open here. Back to 32.75 now on a firm. I wouldn't mind taking some size on this depending on the move we get to bell. But if we, of course, open wake, I'll just cut this for small profit. TPET, I can't talk. Still heading higher there from the pullback entry we talked about. There are 98 of y'all in the stream this morning, so make sure if you are new, go to the Start Here channel first. Do not join and blindly follow. I don't want you to join in your first day and be confused and lose money from something that you didn't understand. So please make sure you do go through those channels first. We went from 54 to 98. Really? Yeah, we did. That's what the meme stocks do. You should have seen it back in 2021. I mean, I had to ban people, mute people. There were so many trolls. Buy in for TPET now? No, brother. No, brother. You don't see a dip. It pulled back under 43 cents back after we talked about it. So Juan, whenever you have meme stocks or whenever trading becomes kind of mainstream again from the meme stocks, you get a lot of new traders into the market, and of course they want to find somebody that can help them out. So that's usually how it goes. And then there's a very small handful that actually want to take trading serious. There's the ones that stick around and actually make something of it. And of course, there's a lot of them that just want to join and make a quick buck and never get anywhere. So it's just some vicious cycle. 100 of y'all in the stream now. That's wild. Was your journal hard to read? We'll look at it in the boot camp tonight and see. We'll take a look. 33 bucks testing again on a firm into the bell. We've got less than a minute to go.